Something's Coming is a song that literally just came out of me as I was in a time of worship, and singing actually set my heart on fire. And I believe God gave us this song, Zach and I, because for so long we had actually been just praying and believing that God was going to raise up a new generation of believers that were going to worship him in spirit and in truth, and that would then ultimately lead to a revival and a great awakening happening within the church, not just in America, but globally as well. And I believe that God is truly doing that. In some of the toughest places in the world, the church is no longer just comfortable with going through the motions, but the Spirit is truly emboldening the church to call people out of darkness into his marvelous light. And one of the amazing opportunities that my family and I got to have this summer was to go overseas to Europe, and we met some amazing brothers and sisters in the faith. One lady was named Jasmine, and she's from the country of Liechtenstein, which I'd never even heard of before. It's a tiny little country, about 97% Catholic or atheist, and her husband are just laboring out in the harvest field, and they're doing amazing work among the least and the lost. And one day we were spending time with them, and they took us out to the beautiful Alps, and I walked up to the top of the mountains and was just completely and utterly captivated by the majesty of the Lord's creation. And there I began to sing Set My Heart on Fire. And when I came down from the mountain after singing that song, there was Jasmine. And she was at the bottom of the mountain, and I had no idea that she could hear me singing, but she said that literally my voice was echoing off of the mountains in this valley that she was standing in, and the words began to sink deep into her heart, and just compelled her to not only sing and to worship, but to also pray and to intercede on behalf of her nation, that her nation would turn to Jesus. And with tears in her eyes, she was like literally kind of shaking, and she says, Megan, as I was praying, she said, the ground beneath my feet began to shake. And she said, I felt an earthquake. And it was like the Lord began speaking into my soul and my spirit and giving me hope and encouragement that revival was indeed coming to my nation. And again, that's just so the song that God gave us. Something's coming, I can feel it, and I believe it. It's bigger than all of us, than all of us. I believe it. Do you?
For the song, Something's Coming, we actually didn't even mean to write it. It came as a spontaneous song that just was bubbling up inside of us. There was this hunger, this faith, this longing, and we were at this conference where we were teaching and leading in Europe, and we just became overcome and overwhelmed with just this sense that the Lord wanted to do something in Europe. Now that he was reawakening those who wanted to see the royal priesthood of all believers be activated again, where everybody was standing up and sharing and obeying and going. And so there was this bubbling, this faith, this hunger, if you will, and these words just began to come out of us. It was totally unplanned and full of faith, but we just started saying, something's coming, I can feel it. Something's coming, I believe it. Something's coming, and it's bigger than all of us. And it just began to be this anthem for this entire trip at all the conferences, at all the trainings we were at. And we just began to sing it wherever we are and wherever we were, because we believe that Jesus was doing something special. And so although this is an intro to the album and it's a shorter track, a shorter song, it carries the weight of something so much bigger. And we believe that as you hear it and as you play it and as you sing it, that the Lord is going to begin to unlock these things in you as well. That you will begin to hunger and thirst for something more, for more of his presence, more of his love, and know that he is with you as you are going. So we hope that you enjoyed this song. As we wrote it spontaneously, we pray that you sing it with all of your heart and that it transforms the community around you.